Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. This session is the Organic Mentorship, the Compass to Success. I just want to make a quick announcement that we have an error printed in our agendas, and that the next session will start at 4 o'clock, not 4:15. So we'll be wrapping this up right before then. All right. So the Organic Mentorships program is an initiative by the USDA, and it's to connect transitioning farmers with mentors. And we're building a network of mentors and mentees across Kentucky. We're looking for mentors that are going to provide practical advice, help build community, and support the mentees, the transitioning producers who are interested in transitioning to certified organic. So we're looking to overcome all of the obstacles, barriers, and all the things in between to help you certify your farm. I'll quickly go over what the USDA initiative, you see that beautiful map, how they've lined out what states, and like you'd most likely think of the Midwest, Kentucky and Tennessee. That's where they've placed us, and that's okay. We've got a whole region that we're working with here in the Midwest region, and Oak is responsible for providing the programming for all of us here in Kentucky over the next 3 years. That's me with my delicious chicken. That's my contact information. I'm the Organic Transition Program Manager at OPE, and I'm happy to help anybody with learning about this program, joining this program, and hopefully after this session today, you'll all become a part of it. And so what our transition program provides is technical assistance for organic transition. We do one-on-one consultations and help you with all the things that you can imagine in learning organic production. I don't do this alone. I have wonderful support from Blake and Holly, who are certified organic inspectors, along with myself. And so we give free guidance on OSPs. We help with inputs, record keeping, all things certification. We come to your door to help you with that for free. We also have a fabulous organic production technical assistance, her partner, and her name is Sarah Gerkink. That was her, that cool picture. She's literally getting some water out of somebody's pond. I would have fell off of that log. Sarah gives practical advice, helps with all things production, short inquiries, and she's not just for transitioning producers. She is for certified producers as well, not just certified, but producers that are already, in production, and literally when you have a problem, she's like having a second brain. And so she does planning and record keeping, soil testing, fertility planning, troubleshooting for like pest disease, just all those things. And then we have our Organic Mentorship program. This is a photo from last year's program with our wonderful mentor, Robin, over there. We go on tours sometime. I go with them to visit on the farm with the mentees, or this was actually at Bug Tussle Farm. And Eric is going to be one of our mentors this year. I'm super excited about that. He's joining the program. And this, like I said, is to build that partnership. And here's a picture of Max Stone with his mentee, Bill Bernard. This is just to support you through the transition process and create a stronger network. This program is literally for farmers that are transitioning that want to certify. We really are going to go through an OSP and fill it out and do all the things and hopefully get you on the road. And so it's not, if you're on the fence about it, it's really not for you. The organic transition program is for you, but if you've really got to be ready to take the leap into certification. That's what our goal is. And so as a mentee farmer, you get a $500 travel stipend, and it can be used for travel or education. There is the production technical assistance, and of course the certification technical assistance. We want you to look at like this guy at the end of the term. It's a yearly program, so we renew contracts every year. Our mentorship will be starting to launch on the 30th. Our kickoff is like next week on the 30th. And so if you're interested, please sign up today. You still have time. Our mentors are paid $3,000 for their yearly work. It's an annual stipend. And we highly, highly value your experience and your time spent with your mentees. And so this is how it works. If we start from the middle, we're looking at 45 hours per year for your time with your mentor or mentee. And this comes in monthly meetings. So you're going to do meetings that can be through phone call, through text. It can be, sometimes it'll be Zoom meetings. It just, depends on what you and your mentor work out, or you and your mentee, the two, however it works for you. The mentee has to be committed to certifying and initiate the goals for the program, and you have to complete an OSP. And the mentors are responsible for tracking the hours and the activities, leading those monthly meetings, and supporting the mentee's goals. You're both required to do a one-time farm visit to each other's farm. You'll have to sit through onboarding with me for programming and evaluations, and I found a hijabi lady to put up there. And you also have an in-person touch point, so you'll have to meet each other somewhere, and we're hopeful to see you do that here at Oak Conference next year. So we're hoping that next year this session will be having something to do with an end of the year, kind of, hey, we did it, we made it, and I survived. So that's what that touch point could be, but it's really up to you and your mentor. And so I'll get off of here and get started with who you really want to hear from today, and that's our Organic Mentorship panelist. And so we have Holly Chanaretto. She is, like you saw earlier, on our transition team, but also a mentor in our program. And there's Evelina Mitchell, who is a mentee and has been through the first year of mentorship, and so she can give us some insight of what that's like. And then Jessie Bluey is here as well. If you three would please approach the podium. So we'll just go over quickly. I'll give you all 2 minutes or so to talk about your farm, who you are, where you're at, and what you do and on your farm. And we'll start with that for the first question.
Is this on? Oh, I guess it is. We have Hollow Springs Farm. We're in Rockcastle County. Rockcastle County, if you know the terrain, it's pretty much all a big hillside. So we don't do any wheat or anything cool like that. We do cattle, we do a little bit of goats, and we do market gardens. My co-farmer is a full-time farmer, so he's the expert in all the equipment and anything that I break. And we have a couple of high tunnels, and we've been doing organic farming for several years. And when we first got into it, it was a hot mess. It was really, really hard. And so when we got up with Oak, the air started to clear for us a little bit. And so we wanted to kind of devote a lot of time towards giving back to that. And so that's what we do.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Evelina Mitchell. Holly here is my mentor. I am from Meade County, Kentucky. I live in the town of Vine Grove. My property line borders Fort Knox military installation. Okay. I have a small scale organic. I started from the very beginning being organic, fruit and vegetable farm. I have a total of 54 acres, 30 well, 30, but 22 is in production with corn and soybean that I rent and lease to. And then I have 24 acres where I reside, and I use about, a third of that for production. I have a high tunnel, and right now, only one other plot for production, but I also have an orchard that I'm growing. One of my co-workers is here with me today, Mr. Hannah over there in that corner. My approach to this is to work with young people and veterans, and I had 2 veterans last year. While I was preparing for organic certification, they did the hands-on work in the high tunnel and in the upper garden. I was able to, around June, my first year, to get that paperwork into KDA, that OSP plan in my application. But I did not get inspected until, well, actually, I didn't get inspected. They called me in October, but I was ill at the time, so I'm going to do it in the spring. So you can see how fast that process can work. With regards to my approach for my farm, I'm going to do on-farm education for the youth and for the veterans, and I'm working with sororities and fraternities in the community to help get those youth on the farm.
Okay. I'm Jesse Bowie. I'm president of Old Brook Organics in Brookhaven, Mississippi. I'm certified in mixed vegetables and melons, and I think everybody knows ginger and turmeric, and a couple of other things. But I am really excited about this opportunity because for the last 10 years on my farm, I've been bringing out NRCS. All of these folks come out to talk about all of these programs. Everybody wants to be certified organic, and then we start to talk about it, and the bottom line is it's like, oh, this is too much, and it's really not. But this program, I mean, I think it's super because it will give us an opportunity to work with folks and show them that it's not that bad. I guess I'm military, so I'm used to paperwork, but that is a great thing about this particular program. You know, like I said, the most disappointing thing for the last 10 years is folks saying, I want to do this, but it's just too much trouble. And now we're gonna resolve that issue.
Thank you, Jesse. Can you expand a little bit, since we can move into now talking about your role as a mentor, and tell us about your experience this past year?
Okay, I'm certified through Florida Organic Farmers through that program. I'm gonna be honest, the program is outstanding. I mean, the skills that they teach you in that program are transferable to almost a PhD program, because it teaches you things like listening to your mentee and reflecting back, all of these things that focus on forming that relationship with your mentee. And so, I really think that that's great. So I've made one visit already, and I told you, if you remember the thing, we had 15 employees from NRCS. It was outstanding. They, like I said, they are growing a bunch of products and selling at the farmers market, and I think they've been doing this for about 10 years also. So they just purchased some land. I think it was 10 acres, and I'm going to go and inspect that land, see what we have to do. And I think I mentioned today that I asked them when they close on the land to get a affidavit stating that nothing has been put on this, no synthetic substances. I don't know if they did that, So the bottom line is, if they didn't, that's going to extend this process. So everybody needs to be aware of that. If you can get a attestation that no synthetic substances have been put on there, it will really shorten the period till you get certified.
Holly, would you like to talk a little bit about your role as a mentor?
Well, it was, I sometimes feel like Evelina taught me more than I taught her. She's done a lot of different things in life, and so it was really delightful to be on her farm and for her to come to my farm. She looks at things in a way that I would not see it, and so it challenged me to, be a better mentor, I think, because of some of these conversations that we had. So kind of understanding her path and the direction her farm is going. It's more than just, helping people fill out the paperwork. It's more than just, helping people with technical things. It really is about developing that relationship so, we can get Evelina on the path that she needs to be. And in the process, she helps me be on the path that I probably need to be, so.
Evelina?
Now, the way I want to approach this is to be an advocate for oak. I'm sorry. Because what I've learned in this last, I would say, year and a half, yes, you think you know the organization, but I'm telling you, you waste a lot of time going down the rabbit hole looking for things that are already there, repeating things. Now, I want you to go to the Oak website. If you're interested in the TOPP program, that's transitioning and getting your certification, then I want you to look under TOPP. Let me tell you why. They've got so many resources there. As a matter of fact, in your program there on page 6, you will see 5 different resources. Go to your computers or your cell phones, look each of these up so you know what you got, how they can help you. This catalog, this first one, the catalog, there are 37 different organizations, merchants, all the ones we know, KDA, Oak, and all the rest of them. There's 37 different ones. And then, and this is in Kentucky only. And then there are, I think it's about 6 or 7 national ones. And then there are 2 or 3 international organizations that can help us. All this is for organic certification. So we don't have to keep recreating the wheel. You know how many hours I lost this year recreating what Oak has already given us. These professionals are knowledgeable. They're very friendly and very loving. I've had 4 farm visits in 2024. And let me tell you about the Sarah. She's the production specialist. That particular week, I was worried about paperwork. Oak, all this record keeping we have to have. Well, Sarah came in, took my computer and my cell phone, because I'm old, and she put in 4 Google Sheets, like my activity log, my input log, my harvest log. All that's on my cell phone. So when I go out to the high tunnel or to my upper garden, whatever I do, I can put it in right there. So that's the advantage of that. But then she put on my computer the whole template in the spreadsheet, which has 11 different categories. That's going to help you with the organic system plan. To be organic certified, you got to do that SOP, the OSP, and then you got to put in your application. Well, that whole process should take about 6 months. And that's what I'm saying. Don't think that if it's only you and you don't have an administrator, someone doing all that paperwork for you. You cannot do that daily field work and do this all at the same time. So I want to speak about goal setting. You have to set your goals. Do it quarterly. Discuss it with your mentor. Let her hold you accountable, because I procrastinate. I go down a rabbit hole. And I tell her, I said, well, next month I'm going to do this. And when my time is running out, because I procrastinate so much and I'm anxious, I know I got to be accountable to her. So by the end of that quarter, I make sure that is done. You got to be your own, what do I want to say, person that keeps you accountable. You got to do that for yourself. Can't wait for somebody else to do it. And in terms of being an advocate for the program, I want to know from you guys, what's holding you back from doing it? Is it like Jesse said, it takes too much? Yes, that's why you got to put it in different partials. I'm going to do this in the spring, this in the summer, and I guarantee you by the time our year is up, we can be certified. And so I'm asking you to let these people, let them help us get this thing done. You know, what they're trying to do is to get more acreage under certification, being organic. They want our land to produce food for the community and for ourselves to have healthy food. So, yeah, we could do that and say our foods are organic, but the proof is in the pudding. So that's where this OSP plan comes in. You got to document, and in the record keeping, the one that Sarah did me, when I said there are 11 different areas there. Well, if you do this every day, everything you do, you document it now. What I made a mistake that first year, I did like a diary. I had it on my phone, everything I purchased, everything I did. But do you know how much work it takes to go back and do a whole year of putting this on this form, this and this and this? Well, no. Do it, get your paperwork first. That's why I said go to the website. See what you got, what you need to use that's pertaining to whether it's crops or livestock. I don't do livestock. That's but know what you need. Write it one time, not 3 times, not 4 times. You know what I mean? Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is these 5 resources. They have a crop planning tool. It's a spreadsheet. In the spring, now, we need to be planning what crop we are going to plant. And then there's a field and a tunnel map. You can actually write down which row has what crops. Now, I don't mean to be talking down to anybody, but I'm thinking this group is a group that wants to be certified. And what I'm attempting to do is to encourage you not to go down a rabbit hole, to make your time effective and efficient, and we can do that. And what I do want to encourage is for us to get to know each other, call each other when we get stuck, ask questions. When it's time for the inspection, Holly here, she's an inspector. So we're going to talk about the steps I need to take, and I'm going to let her see the paperwork that I have already completed, which should correspond to my organic system plan that I sent in for them to come out and send me an inspector. Well, when that inspector comes, he want to know, he or she, did you do what you said you did on this piece of paper? Are you compliant? Are you consistent? And all these forms, all these 11, 20 forms, we've documented it already. And on the TOPP website, the USDA, I think it was under SARE or the ATRA organization, there are 24 different forms, 24 that we need to fill out. Again, it's not too much. We do it in small increments. And those are the things that we can talk about when we call each other. Did you complete that form? What form are you having problems with? And we can get it done. We can get it done in 6 months. We can get it done in a year.
Thank you,
Okay.
Evelina.
Am I talking too long?
Well, I gotta, I gotta let them ask questions, but she is awesome. You see why I put her up here? Absolutely, please.
Okay. The one comment I want to make, that getting started from ground zero where you would be out there, it is very important that you know exactly how you are running your operation, because that's what this is going to be all about. This OSP is about what you are doing, and you're not trying to come up with anything new. You just want to document what you are doing, and in detail, because when they come back, that's what they're going to do. See if you're doing what you said. So, and like I said, I can't stress, because and let me just give you a little why this is the case. You were talking about that plan, the planning plan, all of that. Mm-hmm. Part of your audit is they will take a check that you receive from one of your vendors and tell you to trace that check back to the road that it came off of. Now, that may sound horrible, but it's not. Because the reality is, if somebody gets sick or something comes up, you don't want them shutting down your whole farm. You want to be able to say, on this day, it came off of that road right there. And you can do that. So that's what all this is about. And again, it sounds like a lot, but it's not.
A little bit adding on to that too, when you first start the path towards organic certification, I have found with not only my own experiences, but with helping other people towards that path, there are some things that are very daunting, like the paperwork and some of the rules, things about like sourcing seeds that are organic. I cannot express to you enough that you should not let that be a barrier to you. There is a lot of leeway in these organic farms. I inspect farms all over the state. I inspect farms that have zero technology, like they farm with animals, they have no computers, they have no cell phones, they have no electricity. These people, they are absolutely in organic compliance. Their paperwork is on point. It's all inside of a leaf notebook paper, right? I've inspected farms that record everything on a calendar. I've inspected farms that record everything on a whiteboard, and I have to take pictures of the whiteboard. So, don't let that paperwork be a barrier to, you being a part of a good food system. That's the top tier goal, is that you are creating good, healthy food systems for your local communities. As far as the OSP goes, that paperwork, it's a little cumbersome when you first start. But as you go on, that gets better. Once you get certified, you have less papers to fill out. And guess who can help you with your first round of paperwork, right? The Oak staff, we can help you with that. I mean, Evelina, when we did paperwork, we sat next to each other at Evelina's kitchen table, and we went step by step through every single form. And it didn't take any time at all. I think I had my sandwich not even quite done by the time we got done with the paperwork.
They are so professional and knowledgeable about each piece of the plan that they can. I said, I don't understand what this means. She'll ask me a few questions. Well, I had the answers all along, but I didn't, because I'm not familiar with it. They are. And so why I'm an advocate for this program is because, in the top, there's a word in there, partnership. I took it to heart. When I heard about this program, I said, yeah, I want to do that because I need a partner. I'm not alone. Family members and whatever, they get tired. Even some of your coworkers, they get tired. And so these folks at work every day, pick up a phone, email, and whatever, they're gonna call you back. Then they even do a farm visit. You know, look how much work Sarah saved me.
I would like to comment about Sarah as well. And Sarah's help, as I said, is not just for transitioning farmers, but also for anyone in the room. If you're a certified producer and you're considering mentorship, you should know that this is not all on you in Kentucky. I'm not sure how your program runs, Mr. Bluey, and the support you have, but with Sarah on our team, she and me, like our mentors, if Holly's barred down with a lot of things, I'm here to help with Evelina's farm map. Sarah's here to do other things, and so it's not just all on our mentor. We work as a team, and as a mentor, you're fully supported through this process. We know that our mentors all have lives and things to do, and so we want you to know that like it's not just all on you when you're coming into this program, that you've got that support as well on both ends of the side of the walk.
Mine is nothing like yours.
Well, you should move to Kentucky. Okay, so from there, I think we're going to move into Slido. We've talked enough at you all, and would like to get our Slido presentation on. If anyone's used Slido already with the conference, you're going to click on it on your computer. There should be a slide available here. I don't see it though. No, that's not it. Do we have a Slido slide? Yeah, there are some on the tables. They're flipping through to find the last one.
I have a two-part question that is I'm running a little long.
Okay. Well, hold on. Let me get you a mic. Thank you, Robin.
I am on a small family farm that I live on with my parents. So first question is, do you have to own the land yourself to become Oak certified? And part number two is, does the entire farm have to be organic certified? Because I'm not sure how happy they would be with being told what to do on their land. If
Okay.
you know, so yeah.
Great question. You are allowed to certify leased land. Most of the farms I've been to, they have additional land that's not their farm. They're leasing land down the road and putting their cattle on it, and that land is certified. You will have like an affidavit signed from the landowner saying that you have permission to do this practice. And no, you do not have to certify your entire farm. If you just want a plot the size of this stage certified organic, we just make sure that your buffers are adequate around to protect from any prohibited substance, but you do not have to certify the whole farm. I don't know if we've got, is anyone using Slido right now? We could just take questions in the room. It's okay. We can bounce back and forth. I want all the questions on mic, so I might repeat the question, or if the panelists need to answer, the mic might have to go back out.
Oh, he's still pondering Slido.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions? I don't see anything on here on Slido. If y'all don't ask me questions, I'm gonna start asking you questions. What's holding you back, or what is certified to you, or give me something here.
I guess I have a question.
Please hold on. Well, go ahead and I'll just repeat your question.
In terms of being organic certified, we're kind of starting the process, as you know. Is there a benefit to us being certified financially when we're selling products? And then some people are asking about someone coming on your property and telling you what to do. How does that look with the organic certification?
Okay. The National Organic Program is having this label, this USDA seal, is a marketing program. And so it is absolutely a benefit to having that marketing seal. It reflects the values of your farm. There are specifically a market. If I had the slides, I didn't bring them because I was trying to keep it short. But organic food is on demand more and more and more every year. The approach that most folks take, if you're selling especially to a consumer that does not see your product, or you anyway, don't see you behind that product, like myself, if I happen to be in Kroger or Save-A-Lot or wherever, anywhere, if I stop in a store and grab something, I'm looking for that label. I don't know the farmers in those stores. I'm looking for that label because I know what's behind it. I know that if I grab a bag of frozen corn out of their freezer, that I can, believe me, I know because I actually still do it and I'm not even inspecting, but I'll flip it over and I'll look into the code on it and go put it in the system and see what plot, what area, whose farm that was grown on. I could trace it all the way back to where Mr. Bowie bought his seed, literally, and follow that whole thing. And that's important to me. And a lot of people might not go that far because I'm a little weird, but people want to know what they can trust, and they trust that label, and they should. I don't toot anybody's horn unless it's fabulous, and this program really is. If you have your market and you know your customers, it's still important, and yes, it's beneficial. They'll pay more for it, but I know farmers that don't even charge more above in some of their markets because they know that people are driven to come to that label. And so it certainly is beneficial, but it has to make sense for you too, though, honestly. It has to make sense for your scale and your production. Do you have the marketing going, the market to sell to, and all the things? But another part of TOPP is that they are working on that as well. It's not just the mentorship and organic transition. That's just what we're doing with Oak, but there is a whole initiative involved in this for selling at markets and for workforce development and other parts of community building and other things. We're just strongly focused on these two aspects. Can I have a mic, please?
The second part of your question, you said, would somebody be coming on your farm telling you what to do?
Thank you.
And the answer is no. Okay? The bottom line is your OSP, that's what you do. And nobody's going, well, I don't know who would do that. I mean, you know, so no, nobody's gonna do that. Now, what I will say that some of the stores, the supermarkets, they will try to put additional requirements on you, like a GAP certification or something like that. I didn't. I'm certified organic. I have really, as far as I'm concerned, it satisfies all that stuff. And for small farmers, that's just another thing that, you know, because you are certified organic, that means you're doing all of those sterilizing and all that stuff in accordance to what you're supposed to do. So that would be the only thing that I've seen in the past, that some of your vendors would tell you they might want some other requirements, but you don't have to listen to them.
I'd like to add a little something to that too. The area that we're at, we're in Rockcastle County, so we're, you know, at the edge of the mountains. Our county is not the poorest, but one of the poorest in the state. And so as far as people seeking out and wanting to buy organic produce, when we first started the market, that was not a thing. But as we were at the market for a while, it became a thing. And so since we've been there, you know, not only has the market grown because we've helped to grow it, but also the demand for clean food has grown exponentially. We have super high rates of cancer in our area, and I mean, customers come up to me because they know how we grow things, and they'll lean in and they'll say, hey, which of these other farmers grow like you? You know, and I'm like, oh, you know, so it's, you know, if you're thinking, you know, I mean, you're here because obviously, you know, it's, you know, the right thing to do, you know, for the environment, the right thing to do for your fellow humans. The economics will follow that. We don't charge anymore because another bonus of, you know, farming organically is once you've been doing it for a while, you get to a point to where you're not putting as many inputs into your ground. You're not doing all the extra, and it actually costs you less than it does a lot of your farmers who farm conventionally. So the economic bonus is going to happen no matter what.
We do have 4 questions in the Slido. I'm going to answer these simple ones first that are easier. A farm, let's see. Should a farm have a business license or an LLC? That's absolutely up to you. Some people do, some folks don't. Some people have just their name and they farm under their name. Under certification, your certificate will then have your name. If you have a business license, an LLC established, then it will have that, Slack Market Farm or whatever your farm name is. So it's not required that you have a business license.
But I would suggest.
Yes.
I would definitely suggest that you incorporate, because think about this: if you get sued, somebody comes on the farm and falls or get hurt. If you are solo, it's you.
They're suing you.
They suing you. Okay. You set up a corporation, they're gonna sue the corporation. Old Brook Organic is a S corporation, so it stands alone. So if somebody sues me for $1 gazillion, well, Old Brook Organic will deal with that. I won't have to be personally taking my home, my car, and all that stuff. You don't have to worry about that.
It is easy to do.
And that was the first thing that I did in my first year. I got me an LLC, and the reason I did, because I want to teach the youth and the veterans. And for the veterans, it's for the relaxation, the fun of getting out of the house, having something to do, and they can help me mentor the youth. And so later on, I want to be a nonprofit. What is it, 301c?
501c.
501c. See, every year I'm going to accomplish yet another big goal. As a matter of fact, I'm going out of the business in 10 years, turning it over to my grandson. But I'm building it, teaching him as I go. And that's what I encourage all of us to do.
The next Slido question is, how can a farmer join this program or prepare to join the program? Say they don't have a farm yet, but want to start off going organic. Okay, so our transitioning program is for folks that are new farmers just beginning, want to join the program. You're going to fill out an application on Oak's website, and I will go through your application with you. I've had a few farmers that are in the market, or folks that are looking for land, or just about ready to close on something, super excited, and they send their application to me, and the address they put TBA, like to be determined, TBD, sorry. And also we have a conversation, and I just work with you for what I can do for you at this point. This program is meeting people where they are. So I might not spend a ton of time, because I'll give you a list of things, of resources that can help you get started and where you're at. And that's how it goes. So, wherever you're at, I'm going to meet you where you are. If I have most of my documentation and push along, can I be certified faster than 6 months for farm produce? Dusty, how long did it take us to get you through for certification? We got pretty darn fast. Like he was trying to certify his corn harvest. A lot of that depends on your certifier. So we got his paperwork in within 2 weeks. Dusty got certified November. I was on a cruise and got a picture of a certification. And I wasn't working on that cruise. I was like going to the Bahamas to not do nothing. And here comes this, oh! I jumped up like, yes, yes. It's really awesome that we got through quickly. It depends on your situation. It depends on your farm. Everybody's OSP is different. His OSP might be easier than your OSP. You might have a bunch of boxes that you got to fill in everything because you do all the things, and he might have a bunch of NAs, not applicable. So it just really all depends on your situation, is how fast this is going to happen.
That's a record.
Yes. Let's see. What is the annual cost to be certified organic? Okay. That's a good question. So
Do
Do you want me to answer that question?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
I actually did a spreadsheet for Oak. It's when you look at certifiers, sometimes it's extraordinarily difficult to figure out what their actual costs are. So I did a lot of emailing and phone calls to several people. There is just a certain amount of certifiers that will certify here in Kentucky. KDA is the lowest price. They're at $500 right now. There are no extra fees for them unless you like turn in something late or you ask for, some bells and whistles. But that being said, because they're a little understaffed, they are a little slower. So your certification is gonna, be a little slower. The other ones, your next step up as far as cost goes is going to be like Oregon Tilth, and they're going to be at least double. And the one in Ohio, OFA, yeah, they're going to be at least more than double. The rest of them are going to be triple the price. And the reason why is because you have to pay for the inspector to travel no matter where the inspector comes from, right? So if you're looking for, costs, versus what you want, like the other issue is that other certifiers offer you a lot of stuff, like Jesse was talking about. Your certifier does a lot of things. The KDA does not do that. They come, they inspect, they pass you, or whatever. They do the paperwork, and then that's it. And Jesse probably could speak to what his certifier does on top.
Another thing to consider, we don't have a wonderful situation like y'all have here. We, like in Mississippi and Louisiana, there are about 5 or 6 certifiers there, and all of them are expensive. But what you have to do is, and it's you decide who your certifier is going to be. That's your decision. But to make that decision, you need to find out how many other folks in your area there are certified by this particular certifier, because in that case you can split that cost between all of you. So what goes on with me is CCOF has it's one in Georgia, one in Alabama, one in Mississippi, and I think and one in Louisiana. So what they do, they schedule all of us in that same week, and so the travel expense is split between all of us, and it really decreases the cost of that inspection.
I would like to say that there are several certifiers that come into Kentucky, and Oak is certifier neutral. We don't promote any certain one. On our website, under Organic Transition, you will, and when I send you emails, I'll send you a list of certifiers that you're just, at your own ease, go and look at and weigh your options. Some certifiers focus more on, if they're out further west, Midwest, like the real Midwest, they're going to, not the Kentucky Midwest, they're going to focus on, a large scale of producers that are, big, huge row crops, thousands of acres of corn, soy. There are other certifiers that are more tailored to a small farmer's needs. It's your job to do that search. I'm happy to walk you through any OSP once you choose your certifier. That's right. But there is, and with the cost, the question of cost, there is the organic cost share, which right now is at 75%, up to $750. And so that could change with this new administration. It's at a little bit under threat. They're saying that when that money runs out, they might not renew it. We've dealt with this administration before, or some part of it, and been through one after another. But there's always been a rise and a low. Sometimes it's 50% cost share. Right now it's 75%. I don't want to give a misunderstanding oh, that's going to go away. I'm not going to say it's going to stay. But this issue for organic food is a bipartisan issue, and so, I don't worry too much about it. Honestly, I think we should be okay. It's with the Farm Bill. We all know we're waiting on the Farm Bill for other things as well. Once you get your cost share in, yes, you're paying up front for those fees, but organic crop inspections and, even with me, when I did inspections in Pennsylvania, traveling from Kentucky, most certifiers are very conscious of when they have a traveling inspector, they usually don't they want me to go and see a few different farmers within that time period that I was there, not just one farmer paying for my whole stay. And so it stretched out to where I made sure I had 5 farms, 5 days, and all that cost, it came down to less than like $300 for that time. And it's not as bad as you think most of the time, and then you're getting that cost your money back per scope. Let's see. There's a question about if I am staging my certification into 2 stages, one for my produce and then one for my handling and processing, will the transition help with both applications? Yes. Yes, it will. Last year, Adam Barnes, he certified his acreage for his row crops and also did a processing scope for his mill, and we got it all done in one shabam, and it was absolutely wonderful. Next question is, what is the current demand for organic hay for organic farmers to feed their livestock? If you're certified organic and you have livestock that are certified organic, that livestock has to eat certified organic everything, hay, everything. And that's one of our issues that we struggle with in Kentucky, is that we don't have enough certified organic hay farmers. Most farmers that are having livestock, to that scale, they usually grow their own hay, so they cover themselves. But we have a lot of producers that are small, like myself. I can't grow my own hay, so yeah, that's a huge demand. There's a hand in the back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, grass-fed definitely means grass-fed, so there can't be any soy or corn grain rations in grass-fed production. That's true. Is there anybody, you guys want to comment on any of that? Okay. Next question is, I'm worried about the logistics. If I want to raise organic pigs, is there an organic processor? Can non-certified animals graze on a certified field? You can have non-certified animals graze on a certified field. I don't think that's a problem, as long as what we're going to look at is like, are you feeding those animals in that field with your non-certified feed, that kind of thing. The processing question, yes, we have certified organic processors in Kentucky, and if you want your livestock to be certified organic, they have to be processed at a processor that is certified as well. I think that's it for that question. Right, yes. And your animals have to be during the 3rd trimester of pregnancy for ruminants. How long do pigs? I don't know anything about pigs. I don't eat pork, obviously. Assalamu alaikum. I do like them. They're pretty. I wanted a pig. My husband refused to let me have a pig in my barn. He was like, no. Sorry. I'm sorry. We have 2 minutes left. She's over there with a wrap it up box. I'm going to wrap it up. Okay, we only offer services in Kentucky. Someone asked about our services, and if there is a mentee, we can take mentees from out of state. As the mentor is where the program lives, and so if the mentor is from Kentucky and he has mentees that want to come in from out of state, we do allow that. But if the mentor's in Mississippi, then they go into the Mississippi program. I want to thank our panelists for being with us today, and if there's any other questions. If there's any other questions, you all can reach out through our email. I should change the slide. I don't know how to get back to my slide. There we go. One couple more. So you can click on that QR code or just go to the Oak website. We'll be glad to help you get your application in. We are pairing our mentors and mentees, and we'll be launching the program on January 30th. Thank you all.